Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 22 of my show Wrestling with Brent. Um, I'm going to be going over the reviews of AEW from last night um, and Ring of Honor from Saturday and MLW Fusion um, from the other night. Um, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I usually do. I'm going to still read the results a little bit, but I'm going to mostly just give my thoughts on the match, try to go in depth on the matches more. Um, yeah. All right, so let's get started. Before I get started on the reviews, go to the actual shows, I just want to say, just on a side note, Sasha Banks is killing it right now in WWE. As everybody knows, she's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Um, I hope she gets a really long title reign. She deserves it. She's beautiful. She's always been one of my favorite female wrestlers. She's beautiful and just so cool, and um, I love the way she wrestles. And she's just really beautiful, and she's awesome. On a side note, she's also on the new season of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. That's the Star Wars show. For those of you who may be interested, she debuted on there last week on last week's episode, and she did a really good job. So I'm glad she's getting opportunities and glad she's doing good. Uh, Big fan of Sasha Banks. I wish she would marry me. I know it's never going to happen now. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Let's do Ring of Honor. All right, Ring of Honor. We had a tag team match. It was the Briscoes, Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe, against the Soldier Savage, Bishop Kane, and Malcolm Moses. The Briscoes won. The match lasted about 9 minutes and 41 seconds. Um, This was a good match. All the Briscoe brothers match was always good. They was talking some trash in front of the direction of EC3, who was on the commentary team. Um, yeah, so this was a very good match. Mark Briscoe hit the Froggy Bow for the win. So yeah, this was a good match. I liked it. Both teams have a hard hitting style, aggressive kind of in your face style, and they both just hit each other hard, and it was a lot of hard hits and impact, and it was a good match. I liked it. They shook hands fairly. Like I said, there was some trash talking. EC3 was on commentary. Um, yep, so it was a good match. Briscoes won. Um, they also had some video packages that was good. Um, uh, it's a video package with Matt Taven and Bateman, who they'll face each other next week. Bateman sees Taven as a coward. Taven declares he will take revenge on Vincent as soon as he is through with Bateman. Uh, Backstage, the Briscoes are interviewed by Quinn McKay. It was good. Said they don't care about EC3. Next, we get another video package about Shane Taylor and Kenny King, about how they was friends and come up together and all that. This is interesting. I didn't realize that Shane Taylor and Kenny King and um, Keith Lee was all tag team partners together in Ring of Honor. I didn't realize that until I saw the video package. That's really neat. I didn't know. I never knew Keith Lee was in Ring of Honor. He looked like a beast there too. So, um, all right. But the next match, it was a singles match. Shane Taylor gets Kenny King. Shane Taylor beat him with 10 minutes and 14. This match won about 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Shane Taylor beat Kenny King with his move, Welcome to the Land. This was a very hard hitting, in your face style, aggressive match. Kenny King fought really well. So did Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor hit a lot of his big moves. Kenny King just kept coming back for more. Uh, this match is very, like I said, in your face, aggressive, back and forth, hard hitting. I liked it. Lots of high energy. Um, Shane Taylor threw like some big right hands, left hands, some big bombs, and at Kenny King several times. I thought it knocked him out several times. I mean, he just really just nailed him on the jaw. You could hear it in the face. It was really something. Um, so anyway, Shane Taylor won with hitting welcome to the land his finishing move. Kenny King offers Shane Taylor a handshake after the match, but Shane slaps the hand away and hugs him instead. Ian Riccaboni is hyping the Matt Taven versus Bateman and Jay Lethal on versus LSG before the show goes off. Um, Shane Taylor's partying as it goes off. So yeah, this was a good episode of Ring of Honor. I liked it. Um, Ring of Honor just been killing it every week with these shows here lately. So good show. I liked it. So good job. Another good episode of Ring of Honor. Uh, all right, now on to the AEW review. In my opinion, last night's AEW show was very good. I really enjoyed it. It was very solid. Had some good storyline progressions. A funny segment with Jericho in the Inner Circle. Even had some cameos by Pip the Dragon. He was a comedian that was on America's Got Talent. Um, Also, they had a cameo for Elvis. He was hilarious. Hornswoggle was in there. Conan. Um, so that'll be a little bit later in the review. All right, so the first match we had the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus Top Flight, team of Top Flight Darius and Dante Martin. They're two brothers as well, just like the Young Bucks. They were the announced team said that they were discovered by Matt Jackson. I thought this was a very good match, very fast paced, a lot of high octane. Flips and dives. You know the regular Young Bucks match, but a little bit more edge to it. Type Flight really hung in there with them and did a lot of creative stuff with them. A lot of innovative maneuvers along with the Young Bucks. It was a very tit for tat match, very back and forth. I really liked this match. Top Flight looked really good. Young Bucks really helped them get over, and just a very good competitive match. At times, I think the Young Bucks kind of underestimated this team. This team really showed the Young Bucks and showed everybody in AEW what they're capable of, given the opportunity. I was really impressed with this tag team. I thought it was a very good match. So basically, the end of the match, Young Bucks hit an assisted sliced bread on Dante for a near fall. Dante almost rolls up Matt, but falls into the BTE trigger, and the Young Bucks pick up the win. That BT triggers that super kick, double super kick trigger shot that they've been doing, and it looked really cool. See, the Young Bucks won. After the match, Jack Evans and Angelico attack Dante until the Young Bucks make the save. So the Hybrid Two's been getting a lot of action on Dark recently and been doing promos and attacking people during their matches. So it's good the Hybrid Two's getting used more often here lately. Um, I personally like them as a tag team. I think they're good. They're very different, unorthodox. I just think they're really different. So I like to see them get more opportunities. I think that's a good thing. So I just really like this match. It was very good. I liked the whole segment afterwards too. It's a very good match and segment. I liked it. Very good. Um, Next we get the Inner Circle part one of them in Las Vegas. This was very funny. Showed them playing blackjack. MJF stole Sammy's blackjack hand. Sammy and Ortiz are still skeptical of MJF as they have been, in recent weeks. Wardlow and Jake Hager aren't really getting along. MJF and Jericho took to one up each other with a drink order, similar to the way they did with their steaks that time. Uh, they're basically doing this as their take on they did the Hangover parody. So this was very funny. Um, Wardlow and Jake Hager start beating up bouncers. So it was funny. Um, John Moxley. Next, we have a promo from John Moxley in the back. He was really good. Told a story about his dad picking him up from police station. Also during the promo, basically let out that him and Renee Young is expecting a baby. Renee Young's pregnant. That he's gonna be a father, so that was cool to hear that. I always liked Renee Young, Renee Paquette. I always thought she was talented, so like a nice person, and she's funny and beautiful, and so happy for them on their pregnancy having their kid. That'll be awesome. Um, yep, so it was a good promo by Moxie. I liked it. I liked the background he was in. It had like a reddish background. I liked it. Um, all right, next match we have Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian. Miro come out on commentary. He was just hyping up Kip Sabian during the match, bragging on Kip Sabian, talking him up a little bit. This was a good match. I liked it. This match felt a little bit long, but it was a good match, and I liked it. Kip Sabian, I thought, done good. Orange Cassidy done good. Orange Cassidy hit that diving DDT. I thought that was it when he hit that on Kip, but Kip kicked out. I was surprised. Um, I liked the match. I thought it was good back and forth. Had some good maneuvers. Had some good spots in it as well. Um, Orange Cassidy got to do some of his rope and dope, like tricky stuff, and he done good with that. Did his kip up, from his back. So yes, I liked it. It was a good match. Um, Basically, I'll tell you the end of it really quickly. OC fights off a swinging net breaker but runs into a knee strike to the face. Orange Cassidy traps Saban in the orange hook for the victory. There was that mousetrap pin that he did, like same way he beat Jericho. Just a cool little pin. Just looks so unique and different. So this was a good match. I was glad to see Orange Cassidy get the win. Kip Saban done a good job though. Penelope Ford looked beautiful as always. So it was a good match. I liked it. Match lasted about 11 minutes. So, like I said, it was a little long, but was a good match. I liked it. Um, After the match, Miro comes down and attacks Orange Cassidy. Chuck Taylor and Trent quickly make the save. Yep, so there you have it. Orange Cassidy won. Uh, Next, we have Tony Schiavone in the ring for the contract signing with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has his same elaborate entrance with the two beautiful women and brooms, so that was funny. Kenny come out in a nice suit, acting all cocky, and it was really cool. Had a really cool nonchalant way about him. Um, John Moxley never showed up to the contract signing. Omega signed the contract, left the ring. Uh, Next, we get the part two video of the Inner Circle in Vegas. Uh, Jericho makes a toast and welcomes the Elvis to the Inner Circle. MJF makes a speech about being a pack, uh, wanting to be a wolf pack, and how he appreciates everyone and they howl like wolves. Camera cuts to a hotel room with Jericho and Elvis in the same bed. It's morning and everyone is hungover. Sammy has written on MJF's face for Sharpie. Uh, there are a few references here, Sammy Guevara, got married. Said he was a Mormon. He married older women, three old women. They showed their pics. That was funny. Um, at the end, Jericho walks in the room, and they see a baby. Um, and the baby is Hornswoggle. So I thought that was funny. This was a nice little funny parody of The Hangover. Nothing special, but nothing horrible. Just a nice, funny segment. Um, Conan showed up, had some marijuana with him. That Pip Dragon guy I told you from Mexico had the comedian that was funny. Just a funny, cool little segment. I liked it. I thought it was going to lead to a little bit of something more, but it was what it was. It was like a comedy hangover segment, and I liked it. Still, I think eventually this is going to lead to MJF is going to cause dissension in the inner circle. I don't think his passion with Jericho in the inner circle is very are really true. I think he's setting them up. I think he's got a plan. I think he's going to slowly kick out Sammy Guevara and then Ortiz. Because you could tell, for several weeks, Sammy don't like MJF and MJF don't like Sammy, and Ortiz is very shaky about MJF as well. Um, Yeah, so I just still think MJF is up to something. It's taken a while to get to it, but I believe eventually it's going to, come out. Eventually something's going to blow up and something's going to happen. So we'll see. Yep. But I like this segment. It was good. Um, it did make me laugh, so I liked it. Uh, Next we have Pac versus the Blade. Eddie Kingston was on commentary. They barred at ringside. This was a good match. Uh, They end up battling up top, and Pac hit a superplex. Blade tries to roll up after Butcher and Bunny got involved. Butcher and Bunny got involved a couple times in the match. Pac recovered the shooting star press, the red arrow or the black arrow, and then he did it into the brutalizer for the win. That's that little stretch hold that he does. So it was a good match. It was good to see Pac back. Um, Good match. I liked it. Pac won. 11 minutes, 26 seconds into the match. So it was a good match. I liked it. Um, I thought Blade looked good as well. After the match, Butcher attacked Pac. Kingston joined in. Taunts Pac. Ray Phoenix made the save. Um, Penta came in and he acted like he was going to uh, join Eddie and beat up Ray Phoenix, but he didn't. Um, He helped Pac and Eddie Kingston and the rest of his crew split out. So Penta didn't turn his brother Phoenix. So brought the Death Triangle faction back together of Penta, Ray Phoenix, and Pac, which had got started right before the pandemic hit. So they had to cancel it for a while. Um, because Lucha Brothers was stuck in Mexico and Pac was stuck in the UK. So I'm glad they didn't turn heel on each brother. They didn't split them up, and they got the Death Triangle back together. So that should be interesting. The Death Triangle feud versus Eddie Kingston's feud. So that should be nice. Faction versus faction. That should be cool. Yep. So I liked it. Uh, Backstage, Jade, Jade Cargill, remember the new woman from last week? She attacked Brandy Rhodes backstage. Um, she took a chair and put it in her arm and slammed the arm with the chair. Uh, so it was very similar to the way somebody got the arm broken recently. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But I like it. This rivalry setting up really nicely. I thought it was interesting. Nyla Rose held back staff from attending to her, and Big Swole eventually came to Brandon's aid. So I thought that was interesting. So maybe we'll see Jade and Nyla, Jade and Nyla Rose versus Brandy and Big Swole eventually. Um, Hopefully, we're still going to see Shaq and Cody too. I think that'll be interesting. Um, a lot of people don't know this. I couldn't remember if I said this in my video last week or not, but Shaq actually is a big wrestling fan. He's wanted to be involved in wrestling for a long time. He was in WrestleMania a couple years ago. He made an appearance. Um, he had a show earlier on this year on TNT a couple months ago called Shaq Life, where it showed him touring around. He's actually a EDM DJ now, and he's also been training and doing MMA. And he actually trained against Greg Hardy, um, and wrestled him like a little practice sparring match, and pinned to Greg Hardy, the former football player. He's also an MMA fighter now, and he also pinned this and trained with this was like an army veteran or something like that, and he was disabled, and the army veteran gave him a really good fight, just a really cool little clip. So on that show of Shaq training and doing MMA. So I think he has a chance to really do good if he wrestles Cody. He can move for a big guy. Um, I think he might surprise a lot of people if he has a match with Cody in AEW. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I hope it happens. Um, I know I'm in the minority on that. A lot of people, don't seem to not care for that, but I think it could be interesting. Um, so anyway, just keep that in mind. Um, All right, give me 1 second. Lost my place here a second. All right, so after the backstage attack by Jade Cargill, um, we have the NWA Women's World Title match, Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa. This was a very good match. I really liked it. A big fan of both of these women. I was hoping it's going to be a good match, and they did not disappoint. Thunder Rosa came up with a cool entrance. I like her music. She looked beautiful. I liked her attire. Her face paint's always cool looking. Serena Deeb looked beautiful. This was a very good competitive match. Serena Deeb won. Was a very back and forth match, a lot of high impact moves. Eventually in the match, Britt Baker uh, Reba interfered. Britt Baker's manager, I guess you want to call it, protege, Rebel from TNA, interfered, got the referee's attention, and Britt Baker came in the ring and attacked Thunder Rosa with her finishing move, I guess, or a finishing move. Uh, Serena eventually got the pin, but Thunder Rosa kicked out, and I was surprised. They kept the match going. It was very, like I said, very hard hitting. A lot of cool moves. Very technical as well. Some good submissions. So just a very good match. A little bit of everything in the match. So this was a very good match. I liked it. Towards the end, they traded strikes and roll ups. Deep hits an arm capture pedigree, and she beat Thunder Rosa. Right after the match, Rosa attacks Baker after the match and uh, punches Britt Baker at the barricade at ringside, and then throws her over the barricade and just attacks her, beats the crap out of her. So apparently we're going to have Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. So I like this whole match. I like this segment after the match. It was good. I liked it. Um, Next, we have just John Silver and so there you have it. Serena D won the match, and she uh, retained her NWA title. She defended it, retained it. Uh, John Silver and Anna Jay cut a promo in the back. John Silver said Brody Lee demanded that Anna Jay receive a shot at Hikaru Shida next week so that'll be good. Anna Jay and Hikaru Shida in the title match for the AEW Women's Championship. That's good. I like to see Anna Jay get surprised upset, but I don't think it'll happen. Even though I do like Shida, I just think it's time for a change for the women's belt title. But we'll see. I feel like Shida will win, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us, and maybe Anna Jay will pull off a surprising victory. So we'll see. All right. Next, we have Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. Taz is on commentary. This was a good match. I thought everybody looked good in the match. Cody and Darby looked good. Cody had his same over the top entrance. Darby looked awesome coming out. Um, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks both looked good. I liked how AEW over the last couple of weeks is finally, even on Dark, starting to use Cage and Ricky Starks more in Taz. So I liked it. Was a good match. Cody hits crossroads on Starks. Cage supercuts Cody and hits an Olympic slam. He follows with a super drill claw on Darby for the win. That was a nice touch. I love that drill claw finishing move that Brian Cage has and the way he does it. I thought this was even cool this time how he done it on Darby off the top rope. Could have been very dangerous and everything, but luckily, he hit it good and everything was okay. Looked cool. I liked the ending. Nice little different ending. Um, Taz's own commentary and did a good job. He always talked about how he hates Darby Allin and how he can't stand Cody and just has little cracks on Tony, and I thought it was funny. So Taz killed it on commentary as usual. I thought JR, Tony, and Excalibur did a good job of commentary last night on this show too. Um, Yep, so they have Brian Cage and Ricky Starks got the win. Uh, Team Taz attacked Darby and Cody after the match. Will Hobbs comes out to make the save. Hobbs picked up the FCW title and hits Cody. Right at the last second, Hobbs has joined Team Taz. They're so they with Team Taz standing tall. And Will Hobbs has like his really cocky, evil grin, menacing scowl on his face, and it's really cool. So I was not expecting this. Will Hobbs turned heel and joined Team Taz. Ricky Starks, Taz, and Brian Cage. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. So I think Will Hobbs is gonna make a good heel, and Will Hobbs is getting better and better the more I see him on TV and the more I see him in the ring. Especially on Dark. Last few months he's got super talented. So can't wait to see what they do with him in this faction. Excited for this faction as well, and I like Darby Coach. It was a good match, and I just really liked it. Um, this was a very good show. Also, during the show, I couldn't remember what exactly took place, but we found out later on in the show after the contract signing why Moxley didn't show up. They showed came backstage, and Moxley was attacked, laid out backstage, so that's why he didn't show up to the contract signing with Omega. If I have to guess, I would say it's Lance Archer. Lance Archer's been cutting great promos, him and Jake both on AEW Dark the last couple of weeks, and Lance Archer was talking about how Jake Roberts talking about how Lance Archer he doesn't control Lance Archer anymore. He doesn't control what Lance Archer does. Whatever Lance Archer decides to do, it's his own doing. And Lance Archer's been getting really good at his promos with last couple of weeks. And he had said in one of the earlier promos the last couple of weeks that he would go after Eddie or John Moxley again for the title. He wanted his revenge. He wanted the title. Wanted a rematch. Um, so it looks, I believe he's the one that attacked Moxley. It didn't show it who attacked. They just said we don't know what happened. It showed Moxley laid out. So I believe it was, my opinion, it was Lance Archer. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in there. So, like I said, this was a very good episode of AEW. AEW was fire again this week. They killed it again this week. I really liked the show. Give it a 7.5 out of 10. Very good show. So AEW is just doing great. Love AEW. Awesome. So this was just another good week for wrestling. Also NXT was good last night too. I thought. The ending match with Rhea Ripley and Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai for the NXT Women's title was very good. I was hoping Rhea Ripley would win, but I like Io Shirai too. It was a very good match. They really fought hard hitting. I believe if Rhea Ripley losing like did, I believe she's going to come to the main roster now. Hopefully Vince don't ruin her too and screw her up. He probably will, but I hope not. Because the women are the only thing that any of them seem to really do and get right in WWE anymore is the women. Um, the women get pushed more and get a lot more better opportunities to push better than the men do, in my opinion. Uh, yep, so another very good AEW episode. Really quickly, I'm going to also do something, like I said, it's going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to start doing the MLW results too, and I got those for you right here. MLW's The Restart, the first episode of the new season started last night. So MLW is back after about 7, 8 months since the pandemic hit. So MLW is back. This was a good show, but it was a little bit disappointing. It didn't really live up to the hype. Um, they're basically doing empty arenas, so there was no crowd there. So the matches felt a little bit less special or exciting, but it was still a good show. I was happy to see everybody back, and this was a good show, considering they had no fans there. It was a good show. I liked it. The first match was Hammerstone. Uh, they started out, they highlighted that thing that last year, in the 8 months before the company shut down, because of the pandemic. Um, Rich Bikini was still on commentary. He did a good job. Um, First match was Alex Hammerstone versus Dugan. This was a very quick squash match. Alex Hammerstone hit that Nightmare Pendulum, his finishing move for the win. This was like a very, very quick squash match. I liked it. You usually don't see very squash, very many squash matches this fast. So I liked it. After the match, Hammerstone called out Jacob Fatu. Uh, they give video package of Myron Reed and Brian Pillman Jr.'s rivalry. They also had a title match for the World Heavyweight Championship, World Middleweight Championship. Myron Reed had Jordan Oliver in his corner. Injustice versus Brian Pillman Jr. This was a good match. Um, Brian Pillman Jr. looked a bit slow in this match, but I thought this was a good match. I liked it. So Myron Reed got the win. He beat Brian Pillman Jr. Um, Brian Pillman Jr. has been wanting out of his MLW contract to go to AEW. You know, he's wrestled a lot on AEW Dark and for AEW on TV and stuff, you know, over the last few months since the pandemic. But MLW won't let him out of his contract, so he's still doing his MLW dates. Once seriously finishes his MLW contract, I feel like he'll sign on to AEW full time. Um, but I like Brian Pillman Jr. He's a good talent. I like him. I liked his dad. His daddy was a good wrestler. So he's got the genes in him. So good match. Um, Next, we have a promo with L.A. Park, Hio de la Park, and La Park Jr. They're looking for a shot at the MLW Tag Team Championships. After this, we get a promo from Joseph Samael from Contra Unit. He warns Davey Boy Smith Jr. of his fate in the main event match for Jacob Fatu's World Championship. Next, we get a video package with Conan and the Selena De La Renta's. He's accusing her of helping Contra Unit, you know, overtake MLW. Uh, so I liked it. It was a good promo. Um, Next, Rich Bikini revealed the brackets for the Opera Cup. So that was good to see that. Next, backstage, Alicia Toot. She's so pretty. Really good, does a really good job interviewing all the different companies and stuff she does. She interviews Dave Boy Jr. for the match tonight. Um, Richard Holiday has accepted that he cannot be at the uh, event tonight. He blamed Alicia Toot. So that was good. So a nice little cameo from Richard Holiday. Um, Always liked him and the Dynasty, the whole faction. It's good, fun, interesting. Um, I wish Rich Holiday and Hammerstone would show up in AEW with MJF and they would get the Dynasty back together in the AEW. I think that'd be really cool. Um, could have the Dynasty versus the Inner Circle. That would be really neat. Um, or the Dynasty versus the Nightmare Family, or the Dynasty versus Death Triangle, or Eddie Kingston's group. That would just be really cool. Um, all right, next we see Kevin Von Erich and his sons, the MLW Tag Team Champions, Ross and Marshall Von Erich. They do a promo and they're training for the restart, for the event, training for MLW to get back underway. Kevin cut the nice promo and it was good to see all of them back together. Uh, yep, so I liked it. Next, we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. Jacob Fatu versus Dave Boy Smith Jr. This was a good match. I thought Dave Boy Smith Jr. looked good. I always liked him. I liked his daddy, the British Bulldog. I'm a big fan of Jacob Fatu. He's a beast. You know, he's a Fatu. He's related to Roman Reigns and the Usos. He's like a cousin of theirs or something. He's a beast. Big, athletic, huge, full of power, aggression. He can run, jump off the top rope, very athletic. He's fast, big, agile. It's amazing he's that big and that strong, and he's so athletic and very fast and quick for his size. Uh, he's super talented. I wish AEW would sign him. Super talented. I can't believe more people don't know about him. He's a beast. He got that moonsault, a big moonsault he did off top rope, where he jumps from the set from the second rope or the middle rope all the way to the top rope, and then does the moonsault. Um, yep. So that's how he beat Dave Boy Smith Jr. So it was a good match. I liked it. Uh, Good match. So like I said, this wasn't the best show, but it was a good show, and I'm glad MLW is back. So I liked the show. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. So I liked it. Hoping they get some fans in next week, or they have put the wrestlers around the ring or something like AEW does, just to create some noise in there so it's not so quiet. Um, Yep. So after the match, after Jacob for 2-1 and got the pin, he wants to know who's going to be next to step up to him. Alex Hammerstone's music hits. Uh, Alex Hammerstone led down the ramp. All of a sudden, the big guy with the mask charges behind Hammerstone and hits him with a chair. He lays out the openweight championship with a choke slam on the apron. So Fatu has another new ally in Contra unit, and I'll just be interested to see who that is. I'm not sure who it is. I was trying to think last night who it could be. I have no idea. So it was a good episode of MLW. Give it a 6 out of 10. So like I said, just all another really good, solid week for wrestling. Um, AEW was really good. Ring of Honor was really good. I liked MLW. NXT was good. Um, SmackDown I thought was good Friday night. Like I said, Sasha Banks been killing it. She's doing such a great job. I'm so happy for her. Um, anyway, so that's all of my that's it for this video this week. There's my reviews. I hope you liked it. Please give me some subs, some likes, leave comments, give me feedback. Any comments appreciated. Hope you all liked it. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Be glad when all this corona mess is over. Hope everybody keeps enjoying wrestling. I hope people keep watching my videos. Hope everybody takes care. Happy wrestling. See you next week. Bye.